Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. So let's talk a little bit more about Hovercraft Wakamo. This is going to be how it is for now, right now. The Hovercraft Wakamo meta has pretty much changed, alright? So if you guys are not aware, there's two new characters right now that's pretty much competing with Mika. One is going to be Uniform NERU. If you guys have not yet built her, she's going to be very, very strong right here. Now, fortunately, I think I have a couple of friends. There we go. So other than that, almost everything else is still going to be the same. Ideally, Hovercraft Wakamo is going to be a little bit more difficult than most other bosses because you pretty much have to have two teams for Insane and above, right? So in most other bosses, sometimes you can get away with one team, but this one, you absolutely need two teams, and if you're unlucky, maybe you need three teams and so. Now, for Insane, this is going to be what I definitely suggest you guys to use. I think this is going to be much more accessible to most players, right? You got Amy right here, which is pretty much free in the Join Firing Drill coin section. And then you got Kayoko, which is a free character that can be farmed. NERU school uniform, if you have her, you can use her. If not, you can rely on using Mika and stuff. And then we got Tsukuyo. She's going to be one of the few tanks that will basically benefit from that. Now, you can also use Hifumi as opposed to Tsukuyo. That could also be an option depending on who you have. Things are going to be a little bit different in that particular case, right? I've seen some players use Hifumi and then take out Kayoko for something like Fubuki, which is also a character that is exclusive to being limited. Is a fast student, but I'm not sure how many players actually did build her. As you can see, NOA Fuuka and Himari is going to be our character right here to basically help out with NERU. Now, NERU is going to be a very interesting one, right? Because her concept pretty much is going to be all about locking down herself with the enemy, and then you try to enter a second state and then spam skills afterwards. So that's going to be pretty much how you want to approach this thing. Okay, hopefully we can activate this skill for NERU. In my earlier run, I basically have one of her skill getting cancelled. So we enter the state first, apply New Year Fuuka afterwards. Okay, panic shot, Kayoko now, and then we do NERU and Himari. Okay, nice. And then New Year Kayoko again so that we can let's use Tsukuyo while we still can. Okay, wait for like 5 costs or so, and then we go with this. Okay, so far so good. I think this is going to be as good as it gets. I will try to activate New Year Kayoko. So we're gonna go did I say New Year Kayoko? New Year Fuuka. Kayoko right now, and then go with this and this. Okay, I think NERU's state is about to end. Let me wait for a bit. Oh shoot, her state did end. I wasted that what is that? New Year Fuuka buff. Wasted. Okay, I will try to enter into the taunt after this. Okay. Wait, wrong skill, wrong skill. Oh no. She ran away. Okay, this is very bad because now NERU's there's a chance that NERU's state might reset. So let's see if I can do this. And I cannot do any more for the buff. So we got, oh, okay. So now we're gonna enter the second. I should have been careful a little bit because we have to forfeit this. Ideally you can forfeit. It's better to forfeit it before the first sequence, before the first phase enter into the second phase. That could be a little bit better, right? So now, you ideally need two teams anyways. That first team is just not going to cut it for the second team, alright? Because of how the mechanics on the second one works, right? If you guys are not aware, the Hovercraft, basically you want to stack as much hits as you can. So that's why for the second boss, you want to use NERU in this particular case. The regular NERU, not the uniform, school uniform NERU, right? So in this case, we got NERU, we got Mika, we got Seiya. You can use Ui if you don't have Seiya. You can also use Camping Hair, whichever one works. It's just to buff Mika. I think Seiya is going to give you a little bit better rotation in my opinion, right? her rotation is much more comfortable. Maki is to reduce defense from the boss, pretty much wait for her to throw the paintball up alongside with Utaha to stack the attacks, right? Kisaki is there for usual stuff, cost regen and everything else. So for phase 2, this is going to be where it's at for this particular one. So we start off with NERU first. Alright, and then Seiya is gonna buff, what's her name? Mika in this case. Alright, we wait for a little bit. Hopefully we don't take too much attack. We're gonna go with Mika and then Kisaki. Hopefully don't buff the wrong character. Okay. So this is going to be how it is. So you can see, right there, I will use Seiya on NERU for now. And then I will use Mika and Kisaki. And then I will use NERU again. And then I will use Seiya on Mika this time around. And then I will do this. Okay, so that's just nice. Didn't quite use Kisaki's buff right there, but you know what? It's okay. So I can use Kisaki's buff right about here. NERU, Seiya and Mika. So this works. It's like double. It's like kind of a double Kisaki buff, which is, I think, in my opinion, is a waste. So I'm just gonna put Utaha turret here. Wait for a little bit. Okay, Kisaki's buff. I think we gotta apply this on her. Okay. And then go with NERU. Go with Mika. Go with Kisaki. For her, you'll be buffing NERU again. Wait, did somebody die? No. I can't see the HP. Okay, there we go. So Kisaki is gonna buff Mika. Right? And I think Seiya will be buffing Mika too. Because at that point, Mia is going in. Seiya. I'm so confused with the names. Seiya do this. Mika do that. Kisaki wait for a little bit. Wait, why are you moving away? Well, I've never seen Mika do that before. Why would she go up? Okay, this should be enough. So you guys can see we got 1 minute left, right? This is for Insane, so it's definitely way doable. But I think for Torment, this is going to be where it gets a little bit tricky. Because you are going to require a couple of like finicky changes here and there. But NERU, Mika, pretty much a must, right? So all my characters are at least tier 9 and above, in case you guys are wondering in terms of the gears. They are all tier 9 and above, so which is why I don't really show gears most of the time. Yeah, the minimum will be tier 9 for Seiya in that particular case. So let's move into Torment then, right? Okay, for Torment, I managed to do it with 3 teams. Not quite 2 teams because I don't have PAJAMA NOA. Now, however, the recording of the one that I did with 3 teams, I don't know what happened, there's no audio. So I figured I'll show you guys the one with the 4 teams one. I know 4 teams is a bit too much for some people, but this is going to give you guys an idea if you guys need to go through the same process as well. My 3rd team do not have enough damage, right? Now if you don't have PAJAMA NOA, it's really hard to do it with the 2nd team. But the 1st team, you're still going to run the usual stuff. This is pretty much what you'll be using, right? So you got Kayoko, School Uniform NERU, Amy Tsukuyo is going to tank for you, and then we got Himari and New Year Fuuka, right? So we're going to use Kisaki in Team 2 in this particular case. As you can see, this is going to be the one that I'm using for Team 2. Obviously, I do not have PAJAMA NOA, so it's going to be a little bit difficult, but this is as best as I can get. So let's show you guys first for 1st team. Okay, so we're going to start off with this particular one. As per usual, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Kayoko first. Okay, and then Tsukuyo immediately after. So that's how I'm gonna do it, because we're gonna take a lot of damage, right? Enter the versus status, and then go Himari, and then we're gonna go with what's the name? Go with NERU afterwards, and Kayoko immediately. New Year Fuuka, New Year Fuuka immediately after to get the buff. Not enough damage right there, but it's okay. It's okay. We go Tsukuyo again. And then Himari and NERU again. Okay. So always buffing, and be careful with if Amy and Tsukuyo is low, feel free to, especially for Amy, right? You can activate the skill whenever you need. We're gonna apply the hopefully the buff for now. Okay, we managed to stun with basic skill. Very good right there. That was a clutch moment. Okay. So I'm a little bit low on Amy. Very scary. I'm just gonna activate Amy's skill, buff my NERU, and then hopefully attack again. I exit the state again, so I have to re-enter the state to basically go with this. It's better. I want to focus ×1 speed for the time being. Okay, boss runs away. That's how it is. No worries though. So what I'm going to do, I am going to get hit by the rocket. That's fine. Sukuyo activate it first. Wait, Kayoko died. Okay, doesn't matter. Actually, that's better. I don't know how Kayoko died right there. That's actually good for me. In that case, I'm just gonna buff with Himari, and then I'm just gonna spam NERU. That is actually really good. So my NERU is being pushed back, and I'm kind of safe. New Year Fuuka again. Okay, one more NERU. I think this should be enough. Nice. Okay, we're gonna enter the second one. So now I'm gonna immediately forfeit because we need a second team for this particular one. Alright, let's go. Now, without Pajama NOA, it is going to be a little bit tricky. She is going to do almost as much damage as Mika with better cost, right? Because she's like a 5 cost as opposed to Mika 6 cost. Now, as you can see, this is going to be the team that I'm using. I have Mary Pop Idol, NERU, Mika, and of course Maki. So Maki is going to be there for defense reduction. NERU is going to be necessary because you know you're going to apply multiple hits and stuff. Now I did not bring Utaha right here because I need Ryo and Kisaki to basically apply more buffs to Mika, and then I will be using Mary Pop Idol in that case to basically resurrect the turrets. Now if you guys don't have Mary Pop Idol, you can use Kokona, doesn't matter, both works. But regardless, this is going to be, from what I gather, probably the best team to, based on my own experimentation, right? For somebody that do not actually own or have access to any Pajama NOA, right? In case you guys are wondering why don't I use my friend or assistance one, nobody in my friend has the Pajama NOA set up. Okay, let's jump into it. So first things first, I'm gonna skip through all of these, and now, what are we going to do, right? Pretty much simple and straightforward. We start off with NERU, and then Ryo is always going to buff Mika in that particular case, right? So as you can see, it's going to be quite expensive. Even with Mika's, even with Ryo's buff, Mika is still like 5 costs. So we're gonna go, we have to wait for 8 costs to do Mika plus Kisaki. And then every time, you know, you have access to Idol Mary's skill, we're just gonna use it to heal the turrets, right? In that particular case, not that big of a deal. Alright, so we're gonna go with NERU, Ryo again, and then as per usual, just do that on the, in this particular case, Mika and the turrets. It is a little bit expensive. I feel like maybe something like Seiya could help right here, but I don't think taking out Maki for Seiya or taking out anyone for Seiya is going to work though. Especially if you don't have... I feel like this one is definitely a much more comfortable run, but it's also like at the same time, you know, it might be tricky to pull off with just this team alone, right? Okay, so you can go with something like Mika plus Kisaki, and then ideally you want to go Mika again. But in that case, I just go with the other ones, the lower one. I think that would be a better rotation, Mika with Kisaki and then Mika again. I think I'm doing the wrong rotation right there. That do... Okay, I got the reduction right there. Because you got the Kisaki buff, you can go in twice, right? That's pretty much the idea. Okay, so boat comes here. Idol Mary, yeah, should I Mika immediately? That was a bad rotation, I would say. Okay. Right here, Idol Mary on the turret. And then wait for 8 costs so that we can go Mika plus Kisaki again. It's already half time, not looking good. Oh, I feel like lacking in damage. Did she not... I know, something was off right there. Was the crit not present? Okay. Is Maki not gonna throw the paintball lob in that particular case? Okay, NERU again. Okay, nice. Gonna try to heal Mika every time you get Mary Pop Idol so that we get more rotation. So wait for a little bit. I think I should have I needed to rush here. We got 40 seconds left. That is not looking enough damage. Actually. 32 seconds. 32. Yeah, should have gone with one more Mika skill there. That was a huge mistake right there. I can definitely see. Definitely should have gone with the Mika skill earlier and should have spammed NERU right here because you can see time was running out. And then I could have gotten a little bit more, right? Oh crap. Should have could have done a better rotation right there, 100% for sure. So definitely if I did a little bit more extra towards the boat at the end there, I think my third team would be more than sufficient enough, definitely. Okay, so we're gonna require a third team for this particular one. So I'm gonna go in with Nonami, Pina, Shinsu Oshino, Cherino. A lot of these characters are going to be quite basic, alongside with Serena for healer, and then Utaha, you know, as per usual, we didn't use her in the team 2, so we try to use her in team 3. Now, unfortunately, my team for team 2 didn't have enough damage, right? Now, if you have PAJAMA NOA, you should have enough to be able to take care of all the stuff, right? But for me, I don't have that, so that's just going to be what it is. Shinsu Oshino, as per usual, very, very strong right here. If you need healing, then you'll get, what's her name? So we're gonna go Pina right here. We're gonna try to boom, activate that as soon as we can. As you can see, alright. So we'll try to heal with Serena for now. No need to go with anything crazy, alright. So we'll just try to land stuff right here. Alright. I guess we'll use Cherino for now. And then we'll wait for... These things are dying too fast, man. But yeah, this particular team is just going to be what it is, right? So I'm gonna go with Pina again. No, Pina will actually move later on. So heal this particular turret. So as long as you got heal going on. So I got so much cost regen. More than I actually have. Okay, so try to focus on that. So I'll put one more turret down here, and then we can rotate with Serena's heal. I'm surprised none of the characters are receiving like crazy damage, right? So yeah, this is going to be how you want to do it for Team 3. Usually, this is going to be more than enough. You don't really need Swimsuit Hoshino, I guess. Maybe it's overkill. Maybe you can use something like I think one more character that you can consider using is Miyu, right? I think that's going to be one character that you can definitely... Oops! I was talking and I should have focused. I don't know what I was doing there. I thought like I somehow thought that that was enough already, right? That was like going to be more than enough. And that's just what it is. Put Utaha turret one more right here. We're gonna use Swimsuit Oshino again. Oh shoot, I hope this is enough, man. I actually hope this is enough. Yeah, run away. Run away. Okay, I'm gonna activate Pina again. Put this particular Utaha turret right here to help out. Shoot! Oh man, you're telling me this team is not enough? Oh my goodness. What do you mean 2 teams is not enough? Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't focusing there. I was talking too much and I got distracted at one point in time. But definitely, you can definitely do it with 3 teams. I think one thing that you can consider taking out is maybe like can take out, I don't know, maybe take out Shinsu Hoshino for something like, I think Akane could be more useful because like defense reduction, right? But definitely, this is going to be what it is, right? Whenever you are trying to do Torment, generally, if you are missing some character, I think like if you have Pajama Noah in Team 2, this would have been settled long time ago. But that's just what it is. Okay, so last team, I'm going to go with this particular strat. We are going to have Junko, Akane, Ayane, Kokona. So Kokona is going to help with healing. So because previously we used one more healer already. So this is going to be what it is. Helicopter Ayane, she is going to help a little bit right here as well. But we have to constantly resummon here. Swimsuit Shiroko is going to be there for... Mostly, we're not gonna use her skill. She's there for the cost regen, right? We don't really need to use her as a whole. So I guess we start off with Helicopter. Go with this. I mean, since the boss is so low, right? Let's use Junko for now. Kokona can heal. Okay, Miyu activation. So we know what's gonna happen right here. Ayane Helicopter is gonna go away soon with resummon. Kokona is going to... Everybody is so low right now. Heal a little bit here. Wait, did I not summon Miyu earlier? I thought I did. Akane right here. Junko can do one. Okay, I want to aim towards here. Okay, that helps. Kokona is gonna help with not Junko but the other one. So this one should be pretty tame, right? Because you're just slowly trying to deal with the rockets. As long as you have a healer, I think it helps a lot with the rockets, right? Because you just the rest of the characters just need to do damage. I think it's pretty fine, alright, in terms of like survivability wise, you don't have to worry too much. But Miyu actually helps a lot, right? She does a lot of damage right there. If you guys have her build, right, she's like 3-star. She's going to be more than enough, right? So I know this is not going to be a good Torment guide for you guys because I have to use 4 teams. Definitely I could have done better with 3 teams, right? But I figured, you know what? Let's show you guys what you can do with 4 teams. You know, some of you guys might have made mistakes as well. I actually did a better run earlier, but that one wasn't recorded, too bad. So yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Let me know what you guys think of Hovercraft. Seems pretty challenging, seems pretty annoying, especially for somebody that don't have Pajama NOA, and I can't find any in my friends list, not a single one that has that set up as well. If you guys have Pajama NOA, do consider setting it up. Maybe I'll try a separate run whenever I can find one, right? With that, that's going to be it for this video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.